everybody, Peter here, today with the review of a vintage coffee machine produced by DeLonghi. This is part of a 3-piece set that also includes a toaster and a kettle. But today we're going to focus on this. This is a really beautiful machine that can make great coffee. And it's qualitative and it's also cheap. You can find this in different price brackets depending on your country and depending on the seller. I have been able to find it for as low as 150 euros, but it can also go up to 250, so be very careful on the price. So this machine shares internal parts with other DeLonghi coffee machines that are a lot cheaper. The main selling point of this coffee machine is the quality of the build. So it's not plastic, it's a full metal body and it also looks vintage. But if you're planning to buying another DeLonghi Espresso from the same price range, you might stay tuned to this review since, well, the internal mechanism is the same, even though the design might be different. But enough with the talk, let's start with the design of this espresso. So as I said, it's a full metal body, as you can hear. No plastic used whatsoever on the machine itself. So this is a little accessory that DeLonghi provided. It's made out of leather, and well, it's the only leather thing in this machine. You'll see why in a few moments. It's really beautiful and I like it to keep it here. On the same side you can see the buttons, which are really satisfying to press. They're really sturdy buttons. They have a nice click. And they enable basically 3 functions of this machine. With the first button you turn on the machine and it starts heating water up to the optimal temperature for the coffee. Then if you want to make a cappuccino and use this, you are going to press this button and the water is going to heat up more and produce steam in order to make a cappuccino. So just 3 buttons, it's very simple. And I really like this from DeLonghi since they make other products that are really counterintuitive to use compared to this. Also on the design side of things, here's a knob that you can rotate. And you can also see a minus and a plus and a steam logo. When the water has boiled away, you're using this in order to release steam on the cappuccino accessory. So the more you rotate it to the right, the more steam is going to get out and the better the cappuccino. Up top, up here, you see this aluminum thing and it looks like a tray. What's this used for? This is used for heating up cups. So you turn on the machine and then you put your cups up here and they're going to be heated. And you might ask why. Well, if you make a really small espresso but it's really concentrated and the cup is cold, your espresso is going to get colder just by exchanging temperature with the cup. So you would like to keep your cup warm at any time and serve the espresso the way it was intended to be. Other things on the front, you'll see this Easy Serving Espresso logo. What does this mean? Well, you can use coffee that has been ground up, but you can also use this Easy Serving Espresso. So it's like tea. You have ground up coffee in a tea package and you can use this accessory, put it in here and get rid of the mess that ground up coffee might produce. So after you're done, you just take the tea package out, and it's over. Here is the pressing area for the coffee. Up here is where the water is coming down. And this is, as I said before, the cappuccino accessory. Here's the tray that has 2 holes since the machine is dripping coffee on 2 holes. So if you mount this correctly, coffee is always going to drip through this hole, so no mess on this. And it can be removed. and it can be put on the other side as well. It's symmetrical. And the coffee that dripped off is stored in here. So what about this? This can be removed as well. So it's really easy to clean up. And it also has an advantage when you remove everything. Let's say you want to make a big coffee and you don't want to use a lot of cups in order to exchange coffee and all of that. You can put a really big mug up here when you remove these parts. So you can have your coffee directly pour into a really big mug. Okay. I'm gonna put this back on and turn the machine around. So this is a 1.4 liter basin. It has enough water for about 10 coffees, I think. So you're going to fill this up quite irregularly. This can also be removed. And let me show you, it's a little bit hard. So you can fill it as it is under a sink. But I don't like moving this mechanism a lot. So I'd recommend filling it up with a cup by itself. So just pouring up water here while it's inside. Also here you can see that there's some water. When you remove this, water is dripping into this area because it has a seal. So I'd highly recommend not to remove this very often, since you're going to get water in there. But for now I'm going to put it back. And press. Now it's locked. On the other side, well, it's the same thing. It has nothing else more. So it's a really simple machine, but a really powerful one. So before going to the accessories that came with this machine, I'm going to talk about some technical specifications. So it has 1100 watts. It's a really powerful machine. What does this mean? The water is going to heat up pretty quickly for a coffee, so you're not going to wait while you're hurrying to work. It's gonna take about 2 minutes to do a coffee, I think. Also, the pump that pumps the water through the coffee has 15 bars. So it's a really powerful machine, and the really good thing about it is that it's going to make a really good coffee cream, especially when you combine it with coffee that is especially made for cream. You need a really powerful pressure to extract that yellow tint from the coffee. You're going to see when we're going to make a coffee later. Let's talk about accessories. So this machine comes in the box with this filter holder that has a handle made out of plastic, even though it looks like leather, or it tries to imitate leather. So this is cheaper to make, but I think it's also more resistant, so I might understand why DeLonghi did this. This is also as well plastic, not leather, even though here it could have been possible to put leather, but I guess it would have broken the design line. In here you can put these baskets that have a filter incorporated in them, so you can see there are many holes in here to which water is pushed, and with a lot of pressure it comes out on the other side on just one hole, and then it's directed up here to dip around. So how do you put this? You just press them inside, and you can put coffee now with this spoon until it's finished. After you have filled this up with coffee, with this accessory you push the coffee, so you don't make a mess, and it also makes the coffee a lot better if it's pressed. And after that you put this inside. So yeah, in the box there was this scoop as well, and these baskets. So this is for a large coffee, That is for a small coffee, like this is for 2 coffees and that's for 1. And here's the interesting part with the easy serving espresso. So you can put pods in here, pods with coffee, and get rid of this spoon of the grounded coffee and of all the mess that is created by using grounded up coffee. You just remove the pod and you can release the machine. And now for the more interesting part of this review. We're going to make 2 coffees. At first I'm going to make an espresso and then we're going to make a cappuccino. So what you're going to need, you're going to plug this machine up into a socket and then power it on. You can see the LED has lit up, and now we're going to wait for this OK when it's the temperature just right to make a coffee. Right now inside the machine I have no coffee at all. And why though? The mug that I'm going to use for the espresso is cold. I could have heated up the machine before and let it here in order to heat up, but I didn't do this, and most probably you want to do it as well when you wake up because you're going to work. So I'm going to use a trick. I'm going to let some boiling water sip in this coffee mug and heat up the mug until I put coffee inside, and everything is going to work out just fine. We're still waiting for the LED to pop open, and it shouldn't take a long time since the machine is pretty powerful. I think in about 20 seconds or something like that, the machine is going to be ready. And you're going to hear the pump and how powerful it is. Be prepared when I'm going to press this button, a weird sound is going to appear. It's not some problem with your device, it's the pump. It's really powerful. I can already hear the water boiling inside this, and I can feel the heat up here, so it's heating up. And now it is going to put warm water inside our coffee mug. So this LED has stopped while we were pouring water. Why? The basin in which this water is heated has emptied and it has pulled water from the reservoir, and we have to wait a few seconds for the water to get warm again and then to press to make some more water. But I think it's enough for the mug. So I'm going to take it out. Oh, it's already really hot. Be very careful with this. And leave it aside. You can see the water is dropping through the hose perfectly as it is intended. So I'm going to pop this. And see, there's still some water in here and some coffee from old coffees, and clean that up. And now let's put some coffee. Okay. Okay, so I have my coffee here, and I'm going to press it with this accessory. This is going to make the coffee a lot better. And I'm going to put it in the machine. The machine didn't come with a coffee pot. That's a really sad thing, so I had to buy another one. And I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to let the coffee brew. For this coffee I have used this Chibo crema. So you should see a really intense coffee cream on this image. And well, look, the OK sign has stopped. So right now the temperature for the coffee isn't just right, so we should wait a little bit more for it to pop back open. It's boiling. And now it's the right temperature to continue our coffee making. It doesn't stop in the middle, but right now, I don't know why. It depends. You have to be really careful on this LED in order to make a really good coffee. So at the 2 mark, I'm going to stop. And this is going to be my espresso. So as you can see, the color inside is really beautiful. It has a really nice cream. It's also because of a really good coffee. I have used something that has high quality, but it's also because of the really powerful pump of the machine. You cannot get this cream with a really basic machine or by boiling water on a fire. So usually when you would make an espresso, you're going to heat up the cup and then put it here in order to pour the espresso directly, and you're not going to let a lot of water seep in. But in order to show you the cream, I have used this coffee pot, so you can see how thick it was and how thick it is after a few minutes. And well, this is a lot of water, but you're going to understand why. This is a long espresso and I'm going to use it for a really big cappuccino, so I'm going to get the big mug and some milk, and I'm going to come back to make the cappuccino. The first step in making a cappuccino on this machine is to press the steam button. So this is going to make the coffee LED stop, and when we have enough steam to make a cappuccino, this is going to light up. So right now I'm going to put the coffee in this very big mug, and then I'm going to wash this and put the milk inside so you can see how the foam is being made by the espresso machine. The temperature is just right, and I have my milk here that you're going to see the way the foam is being made through this transparent glass. And I'm going to put this here and open the valve. And now I've closed the valve. So you can see the foam is really thick and we have got a lot of foam. So remember, the milk was somewhere around here and we have doubled it. So yeah, you can hear the machine boiling some more water. Let's stop this button and let's stop the machine. We have our coffee that we've made before. I'm going to pour some milk first. And you can see the changing color. And then I'm going to put the foam. And you're going to see how beautiful this looks. So this is our cappuccino made with the DeLonghi machine. I hope you're going to buy this espresso machine, since it's a really good one and it's cheap for the quality that it provides. See you another time and enjoy your coffee.